Today, we are expecting the 10,000th migrant to come into Denver. The city has been keeping track of the number of people arriving daily since December. Most of them have since moved on to other states. Yesterday, 91 migrants came to Denver, much lower number than we've seen in the past week. As of now, almost 2,000 people are in shelters across Denver, mostly in ones not run by the city. This is going to be an important issue for whoever becomes the next mayor of Denver.
We asked the two candidates about that during last night's 9 News debate. Our Anusha Roy joins us now with that conversation. Good morning, Anusha. A late night for you.
Yeah, it was a late night. That's the latest I've been up in a very long time. But it was a really interesting conversation with both the candidates yesterday. You know, both of them, Kelly Brough and Mike Johnson, they're centrist. They're aligned on a lot of their policies. Both of them saying they want to come up with a more sustainable solution when it comes to the number of people coming to Denver. For both of them, that is focusing on allowing people to work. Right now, folks who are applying for asylum are then told to wait 150 days before they can apply for a work permit. But since this is a federal issue, we asked both of the candidates how they'd go about changing things here in Denver beyond just asking the feds for help.
I think this is almost like an employment agency where you W-4 someone. So they're more like a contract worker. You don't need a social security number and they can go to work. It's above board. And I think the city could even play a role in facilitating people being able to work.
There is a way to make sure we push the federal government, who's clearly not going to take action swiftly enough on this, to say, if you won't solve this problem, we'll take on solving it right here in Denver.
So Johnson also talked about setting up a staffing agency, again, similar to what Kelly Brough was talking about. Both were agreeing, though, that other cities and counties need to be helping Denver and that shelters should be open to everyone, not just those who are in contact with the immigration system, which is what the city is doing right now to get reimbursements from the Fed, saying that the city is at their breaking point financially and resource-wise with the influx of people who have come here since December.
Absolutely. And as we were watching the debate, Corey and I were kind of even texting each other back and forth. While they do differ in certain areas, these two candidates actually are pretty aligned on their policies.
Yeah, and it goes right. The issue with the migrants is just one example of that. You look at their climate policies, you look at their housing policies and what they want to change with permitting. So much of it is the same that we were actively trying to have them explain yesterday. Where are you guys different?
Right.
Can you help voters understand that they're not voting for the same person and the same policy? So we're going to be diving into that over the next 2 hours.
It was interesting when you did the fast questions to them. They were almost the same answers.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, very interesting.
It's very interesting.
Debate, though.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, ballots are already out in the mail. You'll have until June 6th to put it in a drop box, mail it in, or vote in person. And today we are asking if you are voting in the Denver election. Our poll is live right now for you. 58% of you saying, I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't live in Denver. 23% of you saying no, you do not plan to vote, and 19% saying yes. You can keep letting us know at 9news.com/vote now, and we'll check back in throughout the morning.
Colorado Springs has a new mayor this morning. Yemi Mobolade will be the first non-Republican mayor since 1997. Yemi, as he's known, stressed an independent, nonpartisan approach to problem solving. He is a businessman who is new to politics and the first modern era progressive to lead Colorado Springs. Yemi's originally from West Africa. This is the first time voters in the Springs have elected a black mayor. The vote isn't certified yet, but Yemi has more than 57%, and his opponent, Wayne Williams, conceded last night.
A bill meant to stop the reintroduction of wolves in Colorado will not move forward. Governor Jared Polis killed that. Polis says the bill undermines what voters wanted. It would have stopped wolves from being reintroduced until the government designated them as experimental instead of endangered. The experimental designation would have allowed more flexibility on when wolves are killed. The bill sponsors say it meant to be an insurance policy for ranchers on the western slope, but the governor disagreed, saying it was unnecessary. Voters decided in 2020 to reintroduce gray wolves by the end of this year. However, the state still doesn't know where they are going to get the wolves from.
In Washington, President Biden and top lawmakers are trying to come to an agreement about the country's debt ceiling, and the deadline is coming up very quickly. The Treasury Secretary says the U.S. has until June 1st before we default on our debts. Yesterday, the president and vice president sat down with the top 4 congressional leaders to talk about an agreement. NBC News reports President Biden is cutting his trip to Asia short to keep working on a deal. House Speaker McCarthy said it is possible to get there by the end of the week, but says he and the White House are still very far apart in negotiations.
This week, the IRS is expected to release a report on its new tax filing system. It would let Americans file tax returns online for free. The system would be paid for using money from the Inflation Reduction Act. Not everyone is on board, though. Republicans argue the plan would give the IRS even more power over ordinary taxpayers. And tax companies like H&R Block and TurboTax are lobbying against it as well.
And one thing you want to know about the weather, we're going to see a day much like yesterday. That means 70s to around 80 degrees and a chance for a late day shower or thunderstorm today. But tomorrow, look at the difference here. Only in the 60s with a chance for those late day storms.